it's Mike and Sue. We're hoping you're all well and healthy and ready for a little yoga. We're going to do about 60 minutes of something gentle, something to ease you back into if you've taken a little break. And especially if you're not feeling 100%, it can be good to just move carefully and slowly, always taking what you need. Something doesn't feel right, feel free to skip it. You want to add in something else? Go ahead too. Now before we get started, grab a few props, grab whatever kind of blanket you have around the house. And if you have yoga blocks, great. If you don't, grab a couple big books. And we'll get started. First we're going to start out in constructive rest or hammock pose. I'm going to talk Mike through this. Lay back on the mat with your feet as wide as the mat. Just find a comfortable spot. You can let the knees tip in or leave them right like they are. Just find what works best for your hips. For me, it feels really good to tip them in. For other people with tighter hips, it's not so comfortable. What you want to do here is find where you're at ease. Just let your breath slow down. Let your eyes close. Let your muscles relax. Let your body sink into the mat. You can add a count to the breath if it helps settle your mind. Any number that works for you, 5, 6, less if you want. Trying to let the inhalations match the exhalations or even let a little more air out on the exhalation. It's a good place. Take a little time to do a body scan. Notice how you're feeling in the moment. How do your toes feel? You give them a wiggle. How do your feet feel? Are they relaxed? Moving up the legs or your hamstrings. Have you been gardening? Just let them soften as much as they can. Let the shoulders sink in. Get a little curve through the spine and the lumbar region. Let your arms be heavy. Find that comfortable position for the head. Might be tucked or tipped. It's a little different for everyone. You want to find the spot where your neck is long and comfortable. When you're ready, just take a little movement, let your eyes flutter open. Bring the feet hips distance apart. It's about 2 fists for most people. And keep the left foot on the mat. Let the right ankle cross over the left knee. We're headed to a supine pigeon. It's a nice way to stretch out the outer right hip. Nice place here too to circle the ankle. You can rotate the foot in one direction and then the next. If it feels good, you can take the right hand and press the knee away. Just always finding what you need. It's always better to do yoga in person in a class. There's an energy you just can't get through social media. But one of the nice things, you can add in whatever you want. You can pause. You can take a break. You can come back, skip through something you just don't want to do. Spend a little more time on something you really do want to keep doing. You can let the right foot come back to the mat. Let the left ankle cross over the right knee. Then the ankle rotate. Going one direction and then the other. Using the left hand to press away the knee if that feels good. If it doesn't, always skip it. Just notice how your breath feels. Finding a little calm, a little peace. Just the breathing alone, nothing else that can help. Now, if you do find yourself congested, a supine position like this is not the best idea. You can always skip anything flat on the back, find yourself propped up. You can do everything here we're doing on the back, you can do seated. Little supine pigeon from a seated position. If this feels better, take it this way. We'll uncross the knees and roll up to seated. Coming through to Sukhasana, a simple seated pose. Just letting both sit bones settle in even. Shoulders back and spine long. Let the arms relax and decide where you want your hands. It really does make a bit of a difference. Down is a way to relax the body. Letting energy go up brings in more energy. Just find what's appropriate for the time of day, for just how you're feeling, for what you need right now. Maybe you need to relax, maybe you want to build up a little energy. You can do either one. Just finding a seat. Imagine the crown of the head raising to the ceiling. Shoulders dropping away from the ears. Belly buttons hugged into spine. And the breath, start the Ujjayi breath if you haven't already. It's a breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And on the exhale, you close off the back of the throat. Just the slightest bit, so you hear a sound like a wave. It's a subtle sound. It builds heat through the body. If you find yourself hot and overwhelmed, let go of the Ujjayi breath. Take what works for you. But it's a good way to build up a little energy, to measure your practice, and you know when you've lost the breath. You're working a little bit too hard. When you're ready, you let the arms float up. And palms come together, belly button hugs and shoulders sink down. We'll bring the hands through to heart center. Let the left hand float up, right arm stretches out. Find the sit bones grounded on both sides and let the body arc over to the side. Nice stretch to the intercostals, the muscles in between the ribs. But keep the shoulders back and down. Gaze can lift up to the ceiling. That can help. And the inhale, coming back to center, releasing the left hand. Letting right arm float up. If you've got something in your way, just move around it. Find length. Always finding length before arcing over. Keeping right sit bones heavy. Shoulders back, core pulled in. That means the belly button hugs into spine. You want the abdominal muscles wrapping around, supporting as much as they can. When you're ready, release the right arm. And the shoulders shrug up to ears, taking big circles, full rotations one direction, and then the other. Notice how the shoulders, so there's a lot of little muscles there, potentials for problems. So anything feels tight or burning or just wrong, let it go. You can always come back to it another day, another time. And then let the shoulders relax. You can stay seated here for cat and cow or come to hands and knees. We might come to hands and knees, to tabletop. You got your wrists stacked under the shoulders, knees stacked under hips. Now, if it hurts to be on the knees for any reason, you can always do the seated like I am. Bring hands to knees if you're seated. Roll the shoulders back. And arc the spine, tipping the chin. We're moving into, I'm moving into cat, Mike's moving into cow. We'll get it synced up yet. Lift the heart if you're coming through to cow. Exhale, cat, pulling belly button in, tucking the chin. Inhale, cat. I'm on cow. Exhale. Back to cat. Take a few more at your own pace, adding in any motions that feel good. You can rotate through the joints, taking little circles. And just stick with cat and cow. You can sink into a child's pose. It's a place to explore how you're feeling, where you're tight, what needs a little extra at the moment. And just appreciate what feels good, what's working for you. Sometimes we worry so much on what we need to fix, we forget about what we've got going for us. I'd like to introduce Tula, the bunny, and this is Gimlet, the cat, and Simon over there. They'll probably be moving in and out as we proceed. We'll swing the legs back. If you are seated, coming back to tabletop, stretch the left leg back long. Now you can keep the toe to the ground or lift the leg, whichever works best for you. I like to get the toe to the ground to stretch through the heel. Draw the shoulders back, core pulls in, gaze straight down. You want that long line from tailbone to crown of head. And take the left leg across the body, looking over the right shoulder. Another stretch through the side. And the inhale, coming back to center, drop the left knee, send the right leg back. Pressing through the heel, core pulls and shoulders move back. And when you're ready, let the leg cross the body, looking over the left shoulder. Keep the breath moving. And when you're ready, come back to center, back to tabletop. Now, if you're on a harder surface than we are here, you can grab a blanket, padding the knees. Just find where you're comfortable. We're going to bring the left leg forward, hands on either side of the foot, and here's a choice. You can keep hands to the mat, or you can bring in blocks. Whichever feels right. Draw the shoulders back. Keep the thighs hugging together. Back toes can tuck or lay flat. Tuck's a nice way to stretch through the plantar region of the foot. Flat is a little more balance. You can feel the core pulling. You're gonna rise up, hugging thighs together, belly button hugs in, and arms lift up, framing the face. Let the shoulders sink. We're in Anjaneyasana. Just imagine you're reaching for the sun. Keep your breath moving. A little exhale. Hands back to mat or block. Plant the right hand. Keep the left leg hugging in and let the left arm reach up. Shoulder over shoulder. Even here, they're moving down the spine. Gaze is lifting. Breath keeps moving. Now gaze is very optional. Take it where your neck needs to be. If you're stiff or sore for whatever reason, pay attention to what you're feeling. And the exhale, hands back to mat. We'll bring the left leg back, right leg forward. I'm going to stack the knee right over the ankle. Keep the thighs hugged together and rise up. Reaching for the sky, shoulders sink. Decide what you want to do with the back toes. Doesn't have to be the same for each side. On the tailbone, reach down for the mat. Got a little neutral pelvis action going on here. So that means the tailbone's pointing down, belly button's hugged in. That gives you the most space through the low back. What we're looking for in most of an asana practice, asanas are just the physical poses, is finding space. And the exhale, we'll bring hands back to mat or block. Plant the left hand, the right hand, reach up, keeping the right knee hugged in, gaze lifting. Shoulders moving away from the ears. And the exhale, hands back to mat. We'll sweep the front leg back, bring the big toes together, knees wide. We're headed to child's pose. Let the hips sink back towards the heels. This is different for everybody. If the hips are fairly loose, you can get a lot farther if you can see. This is pretty easy for me. For Mike, who does a lot of biking, it is not. I don't expect his hips to be on the heels. Keeping them up, we have a mosquito problem going on. Keeping them up is absolutely fine. You want to find where you feel most relaxed. If it feels better to keep the knees together, that is good too. That gives you a nice space to round the spine. Knees apart, lots of room to belly breathe. And the forehead here, if it's not reaching the mat, another place to bring in a block or blanket. You're going to find that bit of pressure on the ethmoid sinus. Your nose should be clear. Breathing as easy as you can. gaze. Coming back to tabletop. Draw the shoulders back. Knees, hips distance apart. Gaze straight down. We're going to move into a little bird dog right away. Letting the left leg plant. Right arm floats up and the left leg lifts. Shoulders draw back, core pulls in, the back foot is flexed, toes pointed down. Gaze straight down. We'll exhale, hands and knees back to mat. Lifting the opposite side, left arm stretches long, right leg stretches back. You want to find square hips here, both pointed down, foot pointed, core pulled in. And the exhale, releasing hand and knee. Let the spine arc, head hang heavy into cat. Inhale back to cow. Exhaling cat. Just following your breath. There are days when I've had the flu where cat and cow were about all I could do. But even that little bit, we're getting motions through the spine, getting the breath moving. And when you're ready, come back to tabletop. We'll send one leg forward, followed by the next. Finding a halfway lift. Knees can bend as much as you like here. Gaze stays straight down, shoulders back. The exhale, forward fold. Deep, deep bend in the knees here. You want your chest to come to the thighs, if at all possible. Knees can bend and bend and bend forever. Spine wants to be long. You're looking for length through this part of the body. Head heavy, neck relaxed. You can take any movement here that feels good. Taking to a ragdoll. You can let the fingers just drag. You can take hands to elbows. Just find what feels good. Keep the core pulled in, supporting the body. Once the body knows it's safe, it can open up, it can relax. And part of your spine knowing it's safe is knowing your core is working. When you're ready, come back to a halfway lift. Feet again, hips distance apart. 2 feet, 2 fists. Shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain, letting shoulders roll back. Core pulls up, shoulders extend, arms come up to frame the face, shoulders sink. Bring hands to heart center. We're going to just do some half sun A's. If you want to move into a full sun A, feel free to go ahead. The arms will rise up. Bringing hands through heart center, we'll exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain, shoulders back, arms extend, core is strong, shoulders relax. Hands come to heart center. Then float up again. Exhale, forward fold. And feel the thighs hug together, spine get longer. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, rooting through the feet, rising up. Arms extend. Exhale to heart center. And just take a minute here to find Samasthiti. It's a perfectly balanced pose. Both feet are rooted to the mat. Thighs are lifting the kneecap, belly buttons hugged in, tailbone reaches down, shoulders are back. Chin something like parallel to the mat. This is where you can find your breath if you lose it. The more we move and go through sequences, sometimes the Ujjayi breath just gets away from us. It's a nice place to come back to it. It's a good place to set an intention, a sankalpa. It can be something to keep you grounded, keep you focused. Something to give your practice a little meaning. Think of who you're practicing for. And when you're ready, we'll bend the knees, folding forward. Let the left hand comes down. And let the right arm float up, bending left knee deeply, stacking shoulder over shoulder. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. rising up, other side lifts, right knee bends. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the left knee, right hand lifts. You can keep it right there, extend it, or bring the back of the hand, the small of the back, if that feels good, on the shoulders. Keep taking the gaze up. Core pulled in, shoulders rotating over, one over the other. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the right knee, left hand lifts. Shoulders move away from the ears, palm can face the side, or back of hand can come to small of back. And the inhale, extend long and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain. Arms extend. Core pulls in, hands come to heart center. We'll sweep them up again. Exhale, forward fold. This is a nice place to bring in a couple of blocks. They are completely optional. But if you need a little assist getting to the back or to the front, they're always good. We'll find the weight centered in the left foot. Hands to blocks, right leg steps back. We're going to head to warrior one, lining up heel to heel or heel to arch. Back of the right foot, of the back foot. Pinky edge, parallel to the mat. You want to stack the knee right over the ankle. Feel the core pull in, and you can bring the body up with the strength of the core, or you can always use the thigh to walk it up. Both hips are facing forward, arms extend to frame the face. Let the shoulders sink in. You can bend a little deeper. As long as the knee stays right over the ankle, less is fine if it doesn't want to go there. But feel the front hip, the left hip pulling back, right hip hugging forward. Just your breath. Move through the entire body. Feeling your feet rooted. Feeling strong. And the exhale will bring the hands behind. Clasping fists and lifting the gaze. The fist pressed to the mat. Inhale back to center. Core strong. Exhale. Folding into humble warrior. You can press the fists away. They can stay at the small of the back, or they can lift up. Stretching the shoulders just a little bit more. And the inhale. Coming back to center. Strong through the feet. Arms extend. Back to warrior one. We'll find our breath. Sweep the hands to the mat. Step the back leg forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain. Arms extend. Exhaling, hands to heart center. The arms float up again. Core pulled in, tailbone reaching to the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to mat or block, steady in the right leg. Left leg stepping back. Take your time setting up your warrior before you get to it. Knee right over ankle. Heel aligned with heel or heel aligned with arch, whichever feels better. Back of the pinky toe flush with the back of the mat. And then rise up. You can use the core, walk it up, find what works best. Shoulders settle. Right hip pulls back as the left hip hugs forward. Core stays strong. Takes a little practice to get the core working together. You want to feel the pelvic floor lifting, like you've got a elevator running up your body. It's a way to channel energy as well as strength. And the exhale, bring the hands behind the back, pressing fist to mat, opening up, shoulders pressed down, heart lifts. And the inhale, coming back to center, core strong, exhale, forward fold. You want the body supported as you come in. Decide where you want to go with the hands, keeping them at the small of the back, or letting them lift up. And the inhale, coming back to center, back to warrior one, Virabhadasana. Find your breath. Sweep the hands to the mat. Back leg forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain. Arms shoot up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. We'll take that one more time through, a little faster. The arms float up. Exhale, forward fold. Core strong, feet rooted. Step the left leg back. Take the knee right over ankle and rise up. Front hip hugging back, shoulders sinking. We'll exhale, hands behind, pressing fist to mat, lifting the gaze. A little bit of a back bend here. Inhale back to center, core pulled in. Exhale, forward fold into humble warrior. You want to keep the hips hugging in, thighs hugging together. Inhale, warrior one. Feel your feet rooted, pinky edges pressing in. That activates all the glute muscles. And the exhale, hands to mat, back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain. Arms extend, hands to heart center. One more side, let the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to mat, right leg steps back. Knee over ankle, back foot pressing. You feel the pressure in the pinky edge. Pull the front hip back. Find your breath. We'll sweep the hands behind. Lifting up the heart, lifting up the gaze. Inhale back to center and exhale, folding the humble warrior. Inhale, rising up. Then the arms lift up, shoulders settle. Exhale, hands back to mat, back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising into mountain. Arms extend. Hands to heart center. Finding Samasthiti. Find your balance. And I know this will be hard on carpet. If you have a chance, move to a solid floor if you're not on a stable surface, or just appreciate the challenge. You want our weight settling in the left leg. Right leg hovers. Right foot flexed. Tailbone reaches down. We can grab both hands around the knee. This is where you have to build a little patience. If you're distracted, if you're distressed, balance is hard. It's hard in the best of times. Feel free to grab a wall or whatever you need. I'm going to let the leg open up. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, release. You can step it out, finding balance. Sometimes it helps, especially if you're on a soft surface, to move to another spot where your feet aren't imprinted. Settle into mountain, shoulders back. Feet evenly pressed in. And the weight sink in the right leg. Left leg floats up. You can wrap both hands around the knee. Keep the core pulled in, tailbone reaching down. And let the leg open up to the side. Keeping foot flexed, hips forward, shoulders forward. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, release, and step it out. One more little shot at balance. Find your mountain again. Shoulders back, palms forward. Feeling rooted. We're gonna head to tree. This has never been easy for me as long as I've been doing yoga. On carpet, this could be fun. We'll try not to land on a cat. Let your balance settle in on the left leg. Right hip opens up. And the foot comes wherever you want. Shoulders, shoulders. Calf, thigh. You can stay on the mat. You can pull in a block. And let your toe rest there. Just find where it feels useful.
Almost did land on the cat.
Well, I think they'll all make it through. Let your breath settle the body, and arms can extend however you like. Try to let go of any distractions. Just following your breath. Grabbing a wall if that helps. And finding your drishti, that's a focal point, something 6 to 8 feet away, something you can gaze at that will not move. And fix it with a soft gaze. Harsh, judgmental stare never helps. We can bring hands to heart center and let go of the right leg. You can step it out. Got a little judgmental kitty right there. Settle in, shoulders back, feet pressed in. Right leg settles in. Left hip opens up, and decide where you want to go on this side. Doesn't have to be the same. Got a combination of hips here. The right hip is square to the front. Left hip gets to open up. Take a minute to feel your foot and your ankle. Feel it settling in. The wobble is good. It's learning a little muscle memory. So when you're on uneven pavement, you're a little less likely to sprain an ankle. Let the arms extend. Shoulders sink. Find your breath. And I've been doing this 18, 20 years, and I still wobble and tree. Yoga's not about being good at it. It's about finding what your body needs, what works for your body. It's about maintenance. Coming to a class is about community. And I miss that, but I still need yoga. I sleep better, I have less pain. I'm still wobbling. But overall, things are better when I do it. Release the arms, release the feet, and step it out. Settle into mountain, shoulders back, core pulled in. Now how your shoulders, how your arms face, kind of depends on what's going on with your shoulders. If they're pretty good, if they're working, palms forward. Once the shoulders relax. If you find any tension, any pulling, you can have palms in. Just find what feels right. And it can change over time. Find your breath. Let your knees bend a little. And when you're ready, we're going to fold down to the mat. Coming all the way back to tabletop. We're going to build on the bird dog we did a little bit earlier. Starting out in tabletop, wrists under shoulders, feeling them draw back. See how my elbows hug together? It's the biceps are banded, like they're trying to squeeze a little bit firmer. Keep the breath long, spine long, gaze straight down. You can tuck the left toes or leave it flat. Let the right leg extend, left arm lifts. Try to keep shoulders and hips as level as you can. Just imagine you have a teacup on your back and you're trying not to spill. Core pulls in, gives that body a little more support. Look for length through the neck, length through the spine. You can stay right here, or if you want a little change, bring the left hand back for the right foot. You can rotate shoulder over shoulder, core strong, and bring it back to center, releasing hand and knee to mat. Settle in even, biceps hugging together, toes tucked. Let the right hand and left leg lift. Core strong. Shoulders moving away from the ears. You can stay right there. Or reach the right hand back, the top of the left foot. Let your shoulders rotate one over the other, taking gaze up towards the ceiling. On the inhale, coming back to center, both hands to mat. Finding tabletop. Find your breath. And take into a little bit of a side plank. Taking the left knee out. Stacking left wrist right under shoulder. Right leg extends back long. Right arm lifts up. We're working to stack hip over hip here, shoulder over shoulder. On the exhale, hands to mat, knees to mat. We'll sink back into child's pose, taking knees wider, keeping them together. Letting arms stretch out, forehead to the mat or to a block, whatever works best. Keep the core a little bit engaged. Just that motion of pulling in the core helps round the spine, helps it sink, helps the hips sink back towards the heels. You're going to find as much space as you possibly can. When you're ready, lift the gaze. We'll keep the chest low, hug the elbows together and draw the torso forward. Bring knees back to tabletop. Right wrist under shoulder, right leg out for a kickstand. Left leg stretches back long. Left arm lifts, gaze following fingertips. Here's where you feel the hip open up on the left. Kind of like tree. But one closed hip, one open. On the exhale, hands and knees back to mat, back to child's pose. And the inhale, lift the gaze. Hug the elbows together, draw the chest forward low, settle into tabletop. The belly sink into cow. Gaze lifts, exhale, into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And this time, sink the hips back as far as they go. Arms stretch out back to child's pose. Hug the elbows in and swoop the body forward low. Coming back to cow, rounding into cat. Sinking into child's pose. It's a nice way to stretch out the low back. If you're having problems in the lumbar region, this is one of my favorite sequences. On days when things are really tight, just move as slowly as you possibly can. And when you're ready, I'm going to take it to hero's pose. Now, if your knees do not like hero's pose, blocks are your best friend here. You can be up as high as you need to be. You can start high, both feet to the sides of a block, and then your tailbone settled in. We're just changing the angle of the knee bend to one that's a little more comfortable. The shoulders settle, core stays strong, spine long, crown of the head, lifting to the ceiling. If you feel absolutely nothing in the thighs, no pain in the knees, you can take a block out. If you're up on 2 blocks and it's still miserable, come to seated. Everything is optional. Yoga's, it's like a buffet. We've got so many options out before us. And you take what nourishes you, what makes you feel good, what is exciting, what you need. And if you take a little too much, next time, back off a little bit. Let your breath get a little deeper. And the shoulders settle. Just let go of anything that's weighing you down. And let the eyes close. Appreciating the first mosquitoes of the season. I also saw the first bumblebees. Try to clear your mind of any distractions. If you're thinking, where are the mosquitoes coming from? Bring your mind back into your practice. It can be done just by counting your breath. Using the numbers to fill up the spaces where other thoughts kind of creep in. You can use a mantra. Find a couple words that work for you. It can be as simple as I am. can add on, I am safe. I am grounded. I am content. It can be, I'm ready to move out of hero's pose. You want to bring the legs around. Remove any blocks you're using. We're going to let the legs stretch out long in front. Letting both sit bones settle in. And a little bend here in the knees is an excellent thing if your hamstrings are tight. You could even use a blanket right here. Making a little support for the legs. That can take a little pressure off the hamstrings, just makes it a whole lot more enjoyable. But if your hamstrings are pretty loose, think of pressing through the heels. Keeping shoulders back. Look for a little more length in the spine, tailbone reaching to the mat, crown of head to ceiling. And this is staff pose, Dandasana. Seems like simple pose, and it's simple, but there's a lot going on all the same. It takes a lot of work through the core to keep the spine upright. It takes a subtle awareness of your breath, feeling how it supports the body, letting the shoulders sink. I'm looking for lots of space here from the ears to shoulders. When you're ready, you can let the arms reach forward. Keep the shoulders drawn back. Imagine the heads of the femurs reaching for the back of the room, crown of the head to the front. And your hands can land wherever they want. Keep the toes pointed up to ceiling. Chin can tuck. You can use your breath in Paschimottanasana. Let the body rise on the inhale. And give it permission to sink a little more on the exhale. Inhale, lift the gaze. Pull in the core, let the shoulders roll back, and draw in the left leg. I'm going to take the right hand to the outside of the foot, left hand behind, fingers pointed away from you. And let the left leg extend to whatever extent it wants. Shoulders rotate to open up to the side. This takes a little support from the core too. Pull core in, shoulders settle. We'll exhale, releasing foot to the outside of the right. Letting the right hand wrap around the knee. Spine long. So you can take your gaze to the side or even behind the left shoulder. Just find where the stretch works, where it feels good, where it feels useful. Keep both sit bones grounded to the mat, especially the left one. It's going to want to lift up and keep it heavy. And the inhale, coming back to center, we'll send the left leg out. Hugging in the right. Left hand to outside of foot, right hand behind, letting the leg extend. Core pulls in and shoulders open up to the right. Let the right foot fall outside the left leg. Wrap the left arm around. Find a little more length again through the spine. And complete the twist. You can take the gaze here again wherever it feels best. The inhale, coming back to center. Legs extend long again. Back to staff pose. Letting the body settle. Eyes can close. And when you're ready, hug both knees into chest. We're going to come down to the mat. At whatever speed you want, you can take it slow. I'm going to stay up so my voice is a little more audible. That might come down. If you really want to work the core, coming down slowly, keeping feet planted on the mat. The feet want to float up, you see they just want to pop right up, but keeping them grounded makes the core work a little bit more. And when you're all the way down, he's had a long day. You can hug the knees into chest again, rocking side to side. Letting go of tension through the back. When you're ready, let your feet fall to the mat as wide as the mat. Feet wide. And let the knees sway left to right. Shoulders heavy. Nice way to work out a little tension through the low back. The inhale coming back to center. We're going to bring feet back to hips distance. That's about 2 fists. We're going to go back to the supine pigeon we did earlier. Let's see how the hips feel. If they're a little looser, a little happier. And bring the right ankle over the left knee. You can press it away or keep your arms to the mat. Find whatever feels best. Both shoulders are heavy. And you can always stay right here, or you can hug in the left leg, reaching hands forward. And drawing left knee up, left leg up. Only the left leg extend to the ceiling. When you're ready, you get a little fancy with it. This is a little follow the leader, where Simon says, let your right foot fall to the outside to the floor. We're headed to a cattail. Variation of a supine twist. Can your right foot fall to the floor? I mean, I said the left. Right foot falls to the floor, outside.
Oh.
Right foot falls to the floor.
Oh, while you're still doing it?
While you're still doing it. This is a nice deep way to get into supine twist. Left hand can come outside the right knee to help hug it down. Keep both shoulders on the mat, and you can take the gaze to the right fingertips. Now if you're craving a little more, not entirely sure if Mike can do this, we'll see. Right hand can reach for the left foot as the left foot hugs in. That's the bottom foot, the one that's closer to the ground. Is really close. Yep, you got it. This is cat pulling its tail. You got inspiration right there. Just your body sink into it. Your breath is the best way to get deeper into a spinal twist. Whenever you exhale, just let the body sink a little more. Gives you a little more room. He's getting a little closer. You tuck this foot in a little closer to the bottom. It might go, it might not. For me, this is a fun pose. For some people, they're like, yeah, right. So find what it feels good. If it works, if it works. If it doesn't, not a big deal. You're getting an excellent spinal twist right there. When you're ready, come back to center and stretch both legs long. We're going to take a full body stretch. And let the arms reach up overhead. And then hug knees in again. Bringing left ankle over right knee. Back to a supine pigeon on the other side. Settle in here. Just notice if this side feels the same as the others. A lot of people have different histories on different sides of the body. You can stay right here if this is what you need. Or you can reach hands in that little pocket you've made and hug in the right leg. You can stay bent like that, or right leg can extend to the ceiling. And keep the shoulders relaxed. And when you're ready, top foot, not the one in the air, but the one bent over the knee, falls to the ground. Headed to a supine twist. You can use the right hand to hug the left leg down a little farther. And if you'd like, you can reach for the foot. It's easier if you hug in the foot towards the bottom, like you're trying to kick it into your bottom. Just let the exhales sink you deeper into the pose. See if the exhales, let your mind relax as much as your body's relaxing. And when you're ready, roll back to center and hug the knees into chest, back to Apanasana. And when you're ready, let the feet come back to the mat. We're going to head the legs up the wall. Got attacked by a cat there. And we have an actual wall to practice with. Sometimes in the studios we don't always have wall space, so if you're at home, find a wall. So I'm going to have Mike come back here. You're going to bring your legs up the wall. It's Viparini Karate, the great rejuvenator. And it's simply letting your legs swing up the wall. If you get your bottom close to it, one side, you can make it a little easier to swing the legs up. Now if you feel you need padding in any place, if you need a little support under the hips, you can use a blanket or a block. Just find where you feel comfortable. The little support of the wall can make this more approachable if you've got tight hamstrings. I know Mike in particular doesn't like to straighten his legs. His hamstrings are kind of tight. And having the wall makes it a little more relaxing. This is a great pose if you're having trouble sleeping, if you're having problems with anxiety. It just helps reset everything. Let your eyes close. With every breath, let your body sink a little more. This is one of the challenges of a home yoga practice. Avoiding the distractions around you. Sometimes you just need to shut your eyes and ignore everything. Ignore the dust bunnies, ignore the real bunnies. Let the cats walk over you. Know that it'll all be there for you when you're done. It's okay to take a little time to do a little self-maintenance. We all need it.
Is that the bunny or the cat?
It was not the bunny. Not sure who that was. You can stay in this pose as long as you like. We're headed to Shavasana next, and if this is the pose you want to take for Shavasana, stay right here. If you prefer corpse pose, feel free to head to the mat. Hammock, where we started, constructive rest, it's another great pose for Shavasana for ending a class. But stretch out however you're most comfortable. Arms wide, palms up, letting the fingers curl naturally. Let your eyes close. Let your forehead get a little softer. The shoulders sink. And the tongue moves away from the roof of the mouth. Let go of the Ujjayi breath. This is not where we want to build heat, build energy. We want to let it go. Just let your breath be what it needs to be to support the body. Every part, every limb sink into the mat. And let go of any thoughts. They'll come. take and go. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you like. If you're ready to come out of it, you can wiggle fingers and toes. Taking whatever movement brings life back into your body. Taking any stretches. And when you're ready, hugging knees into chest and rolling to one side, letting head rest on bicep. It's a nice place to feel supported and grounded and settled. Another nice place to stay. As long as you need to. It's your practice. Do what you need. If you're ready, come up to seated. Settle in, hands to heart center, and the shoulders relax. Wishing you peace and health, everything good. Namaste.